Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream. I hope everybody is really doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And well, sorry for the delay in the stream. I posted like 3 hours back that we're going to probably be doing in next 30 minutes, but it's Ramadan, so our schedule might be a little bit off. But I really try to really try hard to have on schedule for our streams and whatever the best I could do in these things and this month, especially because we are almost uh, almost like on the fifth day of Ramadan. So let's see. Well, since since the past two live streams, I've been monitoring this whole thing that have the RSI on the USD dominance on the daily time frame. It's been seriously closing above the MA 20, RSI based MA, and that theory have proved me correct, because now that RSI has been pumping towards 35, it's clearly meaning that the momentum is now on the USD dominance side at this point, and there is a very possibility that USD dominance is likely going to retest certain levels. Now, as you can see that on the history, as we are seeing for the very first time, I'm looking for a nice golden cross, or I could say bull cross on MACD, so which is like first sign that we are seeing a very strong reversal sign on the USD DOM with a bullish divergence as well on the MACD, which is clearly indicating that the daily is looking for a very bit of a reversal, looking for a 3-day chart as well. The 3-day chart on the RSI did a very good bounce from the levels, talking about the it's a very good bounce actually in my view. Now, doesn't mean that it's just like a bottom, honestly, but still it's a good sign that we might be bottom, honestly. Looking to the weekly time frame as well. Well, the weekly time frame is also giving a slight bounce over here, but still I'm not buying it till I see any strong weekly closure. But yes, daily is definitely telling us that the signs were there for a reversal, and that's why I asked desperately for each and every one of you that avoid leverages, just go with the spots, and even if it dump 20%, the also are going to recover very nicely. So spots is king in my view at this point. This is what I personally see at this point on USD DOM. Looking to the daily time frame, I personally feel the levels for USD DOM, the first levels I see it testing it around 4.24%. So I think the user dominance is likely going to test those levels of 4.24%. Now, if you're saying that the user dominance is likely going to test those levels, meaning that these is now a very big levels of resistance we are talking about. Now, unless this is like a deviation of 4.24%, and if the 4.24% is flipped, then probably what I feel is that we are likely going to go towards 5.2%, which is a very important target to stay bearish for USD DOM. So because we are flipping 5.2, then we will be very bullish. So at this point, yes, we are very far from being very bullish, but I think I'm seeing this bounce is like buy the dip sort of a bounce until we are under 4.24%. So let's see how this goes. We are very far from 4.24%. We still need to go there. So let's see how the daily closes, ladies and gentlemen. But I think you listen to my streams, and now that you've made up your mind that to stay away from the market from leverage perspective and spot is king, I think that is very important when we are talking about spots, because spots cannot liquidate you. Yes, for a temporary moment probably you would be underwater for some alts maybe, but overall I think the plan is that I expect the alts to outperform, but that 15 to 20% bounce dump on the alts can come from here as well. These can literally accelerate, can give you a wrecked bounce, meaning the way we got this wrecked bounce over here, like a flush pump on the daily time frame, a similar sort of thing we might be monitoring or seeing something like this, and it can simply just do like this, take a liquidity and just go down towards 5%. Now this is a very important levels, and probably this can do something like this. I mean, who knows, but because we are just seeing a very big reversal on USD DOM on the daily time frame. Now that is a very cautious in my view. We just have to be very careful. Talking about the total crypto market cap, I would just want to see how are we going to close the daily time frame. But remember, what did I say yesterday on the stream as well, that total on the daily is likely going to form a head and shoulder, and now I am seeing that this head and shoulder looks really great on an RSI perspective. It was a bearish divergence, head and shoulder, and now we are dumping back into the 70% levels, meaning that we now have a huge window of opportunity to reset this whole daily RSI towards 50. Still, it's too early to say at this point whether it's going to do it or not, but we just want to see how the daily is going to close today. If daily is going to close on total crypto market cap as a bearish engulfing candle, class, the game is over. We are likely going to see a big move on the downside. I would say just get the fuck out of everything at this point and just stay out in cash. That's what I would say. And basically, despite of the fact that even if Bitcoin is going to dump, or the ethereum is going to dump, but this is going to be a good opportunity for those that have flipped good important levels, like sand, for example, atom, for example. Waves is trying to flip. We have got chip in early. I've got all my bits filled at 4.2, and I'm still waiting for it to probably give us some good bounce. Let's see, I'm still underwater on waves, but let's see. Of course, I will just probably cut early if it starts losing 4.2 on 4 hours or 12 hours candle actually. So let's see. Solana gave a nice pump as well. We have already booked 60% around 172.9, and I'm still happy riding the 40%. But if it loses the 163 levels as well, we're just going to probably close and book the gains on Solana as well for the rest of the thing, because you really don't want to see the market to literally dump on you, because we really need that capital, the money we really want to buy. The support that we have for the total crypto market cap is around $2.27 trillion on the daily time frame. That's the support I'm looking for. Now, the worst case scenario probably we might do is the naked POC that we have around 2.09 to $2 trillion levels. That's the psychological levels for a total crypto market cap. Overall, I see clearly at this point, yes, we are seeing some sign of reversal, but there is no concrete confirmation of a reversal. So you just have to be, just sit back and relax, wait for today's daily closure. If we are getting the close like this, then we are done. The top is in. It will be like a bearish engulfing candle, and the market is going to go down probably. So we just probably have to sit back and relax. I just probably have to evaluate all my limits that I've gave for FET. A lot of people just, when I posted the chart on FET on Twitter, that 1.6 to 1.7 is the levels where I would be giving you the buys, and lower like, no, we are not going there. We are already at $3, and why the fuck we are going to go there? Well, the market is, it doesn't work the way you want it. It works the way the bot wants it. It works the way the algorithms of these big exchanges, want it. So you won't be able to do anything about it. And similarly, I do think that we are very early in the stages where the capital rotation is clearly happening, in my view, into DeFis, and DeFis are looking great. But I am not, again, I'm saying yesterday also I mentioned, I'm not discounting, or that a 15 to 20% dip on DeFi is not a possibility. Yes, that is a possibility. A 15 to 20% dump on a DeFi, and even on all else, many else will even do 30%, 40%. But the average total 3 DeFi are gonna dump 15 to 20%. And that dump is going to be followed by like a V-shaped recovery in my view, and DeFi is going to run from equilibrium to the range highs. That's what I personally think of, unless the DeFi loses the equilibrium for no good, and then the market literally starts going or giving all the gains on ULSH, and things goes nasty. Actually, we will be seeing that all these downside risk we will be calculating only once we see a concrete closure or a reversal sign on the daily time frame. So far, yes, we do have the signs, but those are not confirmed yet. We need to wait for one more daily closure. Once this total crypto market cap forms like a bearish engulfing candle, closes under $2.613 trillion, that is going to be absolutely amazing. I think we are going to top 10. Looking to the total 2 as well at this point. Well, total 2 is also forming a very interesting bearish engulfing candle, and that also means that there is a possibility that total 2 is also likely going to retest the $1.04 trillion. So let's see what we're gonna get it. Today is going to be very, very crucial. This was the chart for the total three crypto market. I mentioned that, don't be very, very bullish. I'm expecting it to probably give us a retest of the 685 billion and probably towards 668 billion dollars. So this is what we are getting at this point. We will see how are we going to react at 687 billion dollars, and that's my plan. We hold there, we accumulate there. Yes, that will be a good bit. The buying the dip sort of an opportunity in the market will run, but losing that 687, just stay out of the market for a time being, and we'll be then probably looking for $628 billion to buy those wicks at that point of time. Now let's quickly catch up for Bitcoin. Well, the plan for the Bitcoin was the first level of target was the Fibonacci levels of 73,625. Now that target of 1414 has reached, and I personally mentioned on the Discord as well that this is 1414 is very, very nasty. It is like losing the Monday highs, we are going to go to 69.1, and that's exactly where we are, 69,000 bucks. So lose that Monday highs. It's very simple. Flip the Monday highs, we're going to pump. We lose the Monday highs, we're going to dump. That's how easy sometimes the price action is. But when you see a very simple divergences in thing, yes, it makes totally sense to stay out of the market. Now, a very crucial and important thing is a big sell-off might literally happen if the price loses 69.1. And the sell-off might literally trick it, and we can literally go down to the levels of 64,464. That is the levels probably going to give you the bounce. So if you really want to have stinky bids there, yes, that is the levels probably can give you the bounce. 64,487 to 64,300. That is the levels probably can give you the bounce. So in case if we are losing these levels, we're going to literally piss all the bulls, and the bears are going to come in strongly at that point of time. So over here, how are we doing with the... I think I would be taking profits on Sol. Just give me a moment. I'm just closing my spots. What are the profits? Good. So Sol has been booked. Now we have waves, and waves is slightly, I would say not slightly, it's just going back inside my invalidation level. So I really want to see waves, giving me some sort of retest to get off the spot bags that I have. So let's see. The invalidation ideally is my 3.35, so I'm not yet worried about those invalidation on waves. So till we are above this, I think we are good actually. So let's see how we're going to close daily on waves, and I'm damn sure it's going to give me a good good sort of a bounce on waves. Sand as well, going back under 70 cents is not a good thing, but yes, this was the levels. This is the support that we are having. I'm expecting a bounce over here on sand, and if it loses this on the daily time frame, I'm probably gonna close it for a loss, a 1 hour loss on sand. So let's see. Today is a very important day for these things. So when we are playing spots, it makes it very easy. We know that this is invalidation probably. For Solana, it gave me almost close to 5.8 hour gains on the overall Sol trade. 60% we closed at the top, and 40% we just closed it around $160, which is good. Overall, I think the plan is to wait for a day and to see, but I would just not say yet to buy those dips, because you only want to buy the dip when we literally go for a retest of the 4.24%. I mean, on the USD DOM, because if the USD DOM starts flipping it, we might see a very nasty move, a move literally towards 4.9 and maybe even 5% levels, which means that we need to be preparing ourselves for something that nobody would have thought of, meaning that for long we were seeing a very good acceptance on Bitcoin on a weekly time frame. Okay, so this is all what we expected. It's going to come down. This is what's drawn on the live stream, and it was expected it's going to come down. Okay, and this is like a very interesting rising wedge as well, which is fine. But look at the bigger picture. Look at the weekly time frame. So this would be the first candle on the weekly. I mean, we are very, very early. Tomorrow is Friday, so we are yet to close this candle. So it's too early to say. This would the first candle on weekly would be like a big, wick with a clear rejection from the highs and closing, or bears or bulls fighting to stay close above the previous all-time highs. That will roughly around 69 130. So let's see how we're going to close this week, guys. And looking to the USD DOM, I don't know, man, what to say, but I personally feel that the USD DOM is definitely going to pump in my view. So let's see what we get it, my friends. But overall, I would say, guys, just don't yet go into the market to buy those dips. If you're having the bags, just hold your bags, wait for the daily closure. We just want to see how the daily closes, because what happens is, if this is like if bulls chip in over here and they start dumping the USD DOM again, then it is a very interesting, because what might happen is, if we start going back under 4% levels, we might do something like this, and everything is going to get sent, boom, it's just going to pump everything. So it doesn't make sense for us to sell our spot bags here unless we clearly see a strong sign of a reversal. So we need to wait one more day. Tonight is going to be an important day actually for us, for how the user dominance closes. If it closes early, I'm just going to get out of all my spot trades. On every bounces we exit, and even if it looks great, I just simply would be staying out of the market and just going to wait for looking for a very good strong alts, whose BTC pair looks great actually. One of those is INJ, but now I have a feeling that what if this is like a PO3, or maybe like you have an accumulation, a huge accumulation, and that's like a deviation. What if that proves that the price goes back inside 45.1? What if this is like some sort of a manipulation and the price starts chipping down under towards 26? What if? So there's always a possibility, so for now this is bullish in my view. I really don't see it as a bearish, but if it just close back under 45.1, and if you start going back under this range, acceptance under this range on daily, we have a big problem then. So for now, I think it's good that we literally sold our spots we bought from 42 or 41.4 at $50. We are good, because the first target is achieved. Even if it goes to 26, I think it's very bullish. The end goal is, as I mentioned, 86 is my target, and the end goal is $100. That's what I'm aiming for INJ. So the final target is always hard to get it, but we are going to reach there in my view. I think, guys, you just have to be very just take it slow. You might be feeling that this is the dip and you really want to buy it. Okay, yes, even I feel it, but sometimes you need some confirmation, and I don't have that confirmation yet on the daily time frame, whether yes, we got the reversal we wanted on the USD DOM, but is this reversal enough on the daily time frame? We need to ask ourselves that. What a small pump is enough? No. So which means that we really need to go to 50% levels, and after going back inside those levels for so long, I mean, just look at here reference like Feb, so long, is this going to be some sort of a thing that we might just simply be pulling the plug on USD DOM towards 50% levels, and then we are likely going to start back up towards maybe $70-80%? Yes, possibly. And that's why we really need to be very careful. So just wait for a day, guys. That's a very small update in my view for Bitcoin. Overall, I really don't believe at this point that we are going to lose 69.1, but in case if we lose that 69.1, in case if we lose it, then we have a problem. But for now, I think the current weekly opens and the naked POC is a strong support. Just we need to wait and watch as to how the daily closes. I think the bulls are going to chip in, and we're going to close above 69.1. In case if we lose 69.1, then tomorrow onwards we're going to see some nasty sell-off on the market, probably towards the previous month highs. And as I mentioned, 64.4. The worst case scenario would be that we are literally going towards $61,000, basically the monthly opens. So let's see how the today closes, guys. So take things slow, Don't rush into anything. It's good to buy high sometimes, but with a concrete confirmation. Atom we are holding because Atom we are in since 11.5, and I'm not worried about it. And I know that it's strong actually. It's strong. So even if it just goes probably towards 12.5, I'm happy because we are still in profits. Nothing to worry about it. Why? We are still good with Atom, but I do think Atom is getting ready for gearing up for the next big move. Now the only question over here is what sort of a price action Atom is following. Now, if you look at it from the lower term time frame perspective on Atom, it had a very interesting harmonic. That I was monitoring it, but I was not confident about it for it to play out. This was the harmonic. Very, very, very important. And yep, here, very nice cipher. So practically Atom target is around 12.4 to $12.2. So what I think is maybe a retest of 13.6 is the possibility on Atom, but let's take profits a bit on Atom and wait a bit for confirmation. But this is a very good, very, very, very good thing. I would just probably gonna take some profits on Atom. How much gains did we make from 11.5 average? 11.5. I would have made big gains but still I'm happy with how much? 15%. I might be wrong on this. I'm just simply market closing it. I think it will go to 13.6, but I just don't want to risk it at this point. Profits are profits. And I'm just going to, wait a bit. I just have limits for AI coins, RNDR and FET. I think probably RNDR should fill us. If not, so that's what I have it for today. I mean, you can ask me any else, but I still have the same answer. I mean, honestly, every else depends on how Bitcoin is going to hold actually, and how the USD dominance is going to do, because ultimately Bitcoin dominance is the king actually, and Bitcoin dominance is slightly bullish at this point. So if Bitcoin don't hold the 69.1, yes, we're going to see a sell-off on everything. 15 to 20% is a possibility for every damn thing. So we just have to be slightly cautious when we are talking about every else. 20% pump? No, it wasn't 20%, my friend. It was like a 50%. It was a 50% pump. Now we have waves and sand waves. I am expecting, on the lower term time frame, because we have a white candle, which means that we have a strong support. The buyers are here actually, and they are not going to go where. So probably what I want for waves, how we are going to play it. So I personally would like to see waves, just flip this. Just flip it up here and run it back up. So once you flip up, this will be like a deviation in my view. This will be considered as a deviation. Just go up and do like this. And I have seen this sort of a thing in the past when things plays out. This is, in my view, going to be a very interesting, broadening top pattern sort of a thing. Now, honestly, this is a long shot, but possibility is there. So I'm just going to hold my waves, and if the waves goes above this 5.3, I think it's going to go nuts actually, which is something, Erbab, very good question. Why did we bought more? What did we bought more? So we bought only two alts, I would say, sand and waves actually. And I have a very nice confluence on waves actually. If you see my chart, it is flipping a weekly levels, and we are buying the weekly support. Now you can check waves Bitcoin chart, sand Bitcoin chart. Even if we are wrong, let's say we're going to lose 1 hour, it's okay. There's always a risk in trades. It's not that it's going to be 100% concrete. So far, XRP played out, ING played out 20% move, Sol played out 15% move, Atom played out. So Yes, definitely. There would be some risk in this whole trades actually. But what I see personally is, yes, wave is having a good support at 4.2 on the weekly time frame, and I expect that 4.2 to hold actually. So that's the reason I'm buying. Send, I already explained it, my friend. I don't know whether you were there on the stream or not, but I already mentioned my point that why I really want to long Send, because weekly has flipped the EMA 100. 68.4 is your support, and till we are above these levels, there's nothing to worry about it, unless uh, this is like a fake out. But rarely it happens, rarely, because weekly EMA 100 is a strong support. The volume is good. I really don't see it like a fake out. There's a huge volume here flipping, so let's see. And hence, Send, I think the two also I'm having it now. Atom, we booked it for 15%. We could have made it like 20% as well, but that's fine. It was a calculated risk. Now I'm looking for FET. So my plan for FET was that we are looking for a flip here of 2.64. So meaning that FET flips the range of 2.85. I remember the same range that formed during the 1.05 to 1.1. It was like a tick, 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 tick. If once this flip, we are going to run up to 3.5. That's where FET is going to go. Similarly, but if it don't reject back again, we are not going to short. Let it flip under here, and then we're going to short. I mentioned on yesterday's stream as well, even though this has given a short, I would not take it, but then this short is profitable. It gave a short over here, and then it just went till 2.54. It would have been a good, I would say, 3 to 4 hour setup, considering the manual stop loss. And then, once this range is flipped, it's gonna go up. So FET is not looking that bad at this point. My only problem is RNDR. It's not filling me actually. 10.5 is the limit I have since 10.5. I mean, this EMA, this fibs is what I have. This is the fib that I have for RNDR actually, basically. So the 9.9 to 10.5 is the fib probably. I am just aiming for, the RNDR to fill me, but unfortunately I don't know why. It just keep on bouncing slightly. It just goes to my limit and then bounce. Goes to my limit and bounce. So I don't know what's happening, but even if it goes down, I think it's gonna literally fill us and go, and it's gonna give us a good bounce. It's not gonna probably reverse. So I'm bullish on AI coins. 50 billion is what I'm aiming for, the market cap on AI at this point. So let's see. So that's what we are buying AI at this point. The trend is our friend till it loses, 25% down. We will see if this confirms, the US dominance confirms, then we are going to exit. So we have I personally have my logic on why I took the longs. It's not that we are simply buying it. No, there are reasoning for the trades actually that I've already explained it. So let's see how it goes. Yes, now the trades that we should be aiming for is Aave. Aave is, I mentioned yesterday as well, whether it's going to give us or not, I'm not sure. But if it gives us, if it gives us at 120 to 113 levels, just a wick, we're going to take it. And Shower is already given an order for it. So that's why I'm not giving it, because if he has given it, so it don't make sense to duplicate things actually. So yes, definitely Aave is looking good. It's very bullish. So even if it gives you the dip, it will be just like a weekend, probably gonna be like, run back turbo sort of thing, In case if it flips the Monday highs of 138, we are buying. So whatever BTC gonna do, I don't care. It just flips Monday highs, we are buying, because we are going to do something like this. This can be a clear case of, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a possibility. So once it flips the Monday highs, we are buying. Simply, we are going to buy. That's all. I would take that risk. If you don't want to take that risk, it's up to you. But I'm going to take that risk. And it's a very calculated risk, because the stop loss is going to be very, very, tiny. It's going to be, in my view, around 135. Amazing stop loss. I am going to buy. Key is is you don't need to check key for like a month or so. Let it just play out. It's a shit coin. It's a very high risk coin, I know, but it's just gonna take its own sweet time. 1 or 2 months. I'm simply not checking it. Lie. Let's check lie. Okay, one more is comp as well. Comp, I mentioned $80 to 76 is where we'd be aiming for to give some comp limits. Today, I give this uni, but as soon as it goes slightly under it, I closed it, remember? And I mentioned clearly while closing it, very, very, I knew that this is going to hit my stops. And as soon as it goes slightly under it, we closed. We went on uni, we entered at 14.243. I closed at 14.167, almost very close to break even. And I knew why, because the USD dominance was giving that sign, and I mentioned it on my Discord as my corner as well, that I'm closing it only because I'm not feeling comfortable with the USD dominance flipping back the RSI based MA. C-Pool is going to be my hold. Actually, it's a shit coin. I mean, I'm just going to forget about it for like a month or so. Let it just going to play. It might dump maybe 30%, 20%, I don't know, but it's at a good levels, actually. Very, very good levels, my friend. Let's see. I've put my $1,000 in it on C-Pool. I know it's not that big for maybe you or anyone. It's just $1,000. So let's see if that 1K can make is like 10K or 12K, or maybe 1K would be like $500 or zero. Let's see. But it's going to be long haul. But yeah, GPT is interesting actually. So if you talk about the GPT, so GPT is forming a very nice bullish, bull flag basically. And now if you have flipped the 7121, making it a very strong bullish coin. Honestly speaking, I really wanted, and I gave you my limit as well. I just wanted it to be here actually. I personally feel that I'm not going to get it, because look at the volume over here. The volume is suddenly kicking in, which clearly tells me that it just don't want to die at this point unless some nasty thing happens. Looking to this structure, how it will play out, maybe a slight retest, and it's just going to do something like that. GPT is going to do something like this, in my view. Losing this order block that we have, this around 6695 to 6957, then we have a problem. But for now, this is bullish. I think it's just ready to get pumped up. So yep, I think I will be more happy to simply just wait for it, or just likely going to run up more actually. That's all for the today's stream, guys. People wanted to ask me Woo. So if you're in Woo, guys, you would have got fill literally at 51 cents equilibrium. That's what our target was. And honestly, if Woo needs to pump, this is the levels it need to pump from. If it don't, I'm not in Woo, guys, but this was the trade I gave you actually. I'm just going to wait for a daily closure and going to honestly buy Woo tomorrow if we are staying above the equilibrium, and if the USD dominance literally reverses today or rejects, and just probably we get a daily closure above the previous all-time highs of 69,000, again $100. So it will give me some confidence, to go into the market back. But this is a good levels for Woo in my view. It can be like a bottom smasher, because if you look at from the perspective of daily time frame, that this range have proven, it's like we are testing it. The support, this is the support that we have, 51.3. So if you really want to go up, yes, this is the levels from where it goes up. That is the levels. Losing these levels, it's just going to probably go for the range lows actually, so this is the levels probably for Woo, my friends. Let's hope Bitcoin just probably close the daily above the current weekly open. And the way we are holding the current weekly open, I personally believe that we are not going to close our current weekly opens most likely this can be doing something like this, you know. I don't see any pattern over here, but the move on the downside is clearly 5 waves, meaning what happens normally from here would be we just probably going to do something like this. Try to sweep in, I'm not sure, it can even do truncation like this, and we target the Monday highs again, you know, something like this. That's how normally it should do. Actually, it should do. So don't worry about it. I think waves is good in my view. It's just going to recover it back once it starts flipping. As I mentioned, the levels of 4.32. Sand is absolutely looking great in my view at this point. Even Atom is looking great, yeah. But we have this harmonic. So as I mentioned, you know, we might going to retest 13.6 and then probably going to sweep the lows. We have a double equal lows actually. So this is like the liquidity, and we're going to be aiming for 12.3 and maybe even 11.8 again. So that is where we're going to rebuy Atom. And INJ is definitely looking bullish to me. So till we are above 45.1, deep start for buying. Once it starts closing at a 45.5.1, should be considered as the manipulation exit, and then probably just wait for, you know, it to flip back again the 45.1. So that's all what I have for today. And for spots, don't panic at this point. We need to wait for the daily. For futures, don't have futures more than 2x, or you're gonna get wrecked in case if this accelerates. Actually, the user DOMs accelerates. That's all, guys. Have a nice night. Take care. Cheers.